Hi, and thanks for joining us here at Rose Quartz Mediumship podcast, where we simply adore anything and everything healing and metaphysically based. The other night, I had just finished doing a meditation, and so I was in this beautiful energy, kind of between worlds, where I really felt like I had one foot in the spiritual realm and one foot in the earthly realm. And I walked downstairs into my kitchen, and I sat down on the love seat that's in my kitchen. And I was just enjoying and being in that energy. And my son was playing on the VR in our kitchen. And he was talking with another child. And I didn't even really mean to be listening. I was just sitting in the energy that I was in and enjoying it and just being. And all of a sudden I realized that what he was saying was really popping for me. It was really present. My awareness had really come into the space of what he was doing and saying. And he was playing on the VR with this kid and another child. And I could hear him saying, "I can teach you that. Do you want me to show you?" And I was just listening to him, and he walked the other child through how to do something on the game. And it was this really beautiful moment of listening to him share openly and freely about what he had learned how to do inside of this game. Because there was another child who couldn't understand how he had gotten where he'd gotten. And so he was saying, "Follow me, I'll show you." And he walked him through the process of how it was that he got into this space inside of the game. And I could hear the other child coming through the microphone. And the other child was saying, "How did you learn to do that?" And he just said, "I practiced. I tried it. I just explored." And I was sitting there thinking about how fun it is for my son to be so comfortable exploring, right? For me, there's a lesson there because I think so many of us in this human experience struggle to just explore and to just be. And then I heard the child ask him about something else that he had done. And my son said, "Do you want me to show you how to do that too?" And so he walked him through that also. And then I could hear the other child say again, "How did you know how to do this?" And he said, "I just tried it." And then I realized that my awareness really kind of slipped away from their conversation. And I got lost in my own thoughts around the conversation. And the piece that was popping out for me so clearly was the abundance mindset that my son had around this experience. There was no part of him that was guarding or limiting the information and the knowledge that he had. He was just really freely sharing it. He had figured out how to do something, how to accomplish something. And there was no part of him that was guarding that. He just was open. He just shared it. He didn't ask for anything back in exchange or return. He was just open. And I got really thinking about how it was a beautiful display of an abundance mindset. There was no part of him that was worried that if he showed this other child how to accomplish the thing that he had learned, that somehow there wouldn't be enough, or somehow he, was slighted in any way. He was completely open with sharing what he'd learned. He didn't feel this need of, you have to learn it yourself, Or if I teach you this, maybe you'll be better than me. If I teach you this, then I won't be at the top of this game. None of that was there for him. And he really didn't care if this child was better than him if he learned how to do these things. There was no better than. They were just having an experience, and he was willing and open to sharing his knowledge. And I got thinking so much about how, as adults, we have a scarcity mindset really built into us. Most of us, from experiences that we've had in the human experience or things that we've been taught, societal norms, family of origin, whatever it is, wherever that is coming from, wherever the root of that is. But we slip into this scarcity place where we think that there's not enough, where we think that we need to guard what we have. And whenever I'm working with somebody around an abundance mindset, oftentimes people want to focus on the big things. But to watch my son live in this place of abundance was so beautiful. And my truth, which doesn't have to be anyone else's, is that the way that we move through our day in the small steps, the little things, that's what makes up where we're going. That is how we align vibrationally with whatever it is that we're trying to get into, right? So if you're wanting more abundance in your life, it's about stepping into abundance in all the small places and the little things, and sharing knowledge and being open and not worried that this person might take that knowledge and somehow be better or get more, right? Because there's an endless supply, and there is no better or worse. It's just wherever it is that you resonate, wherever it is that you vibrate, whatever the frequency is, and that the people who are meant to be in that vibration will be there. And so it was just such a neat experience for me to listen to my son living an abundance mindset in the little things in life. And I thought, what a beautiful thing to get to observe inside of my child. And so when he was done playing, I reinforced that for him. I told him what I had seen in him and how beautiful I thought it was and how much I loved that about him. And he was really pretty unaffected by my feedback, which was also really beautiful. He just said, "Yeah, I know," in the way that he does. And it just really kind of reinforced for me that there wasn't scarcity there for him. There isn't scarcity there for him. He has a core belief that there is enough. And it was a small example, but I'm a huge believer that it's the small examples that add up to us being a vibrational match for something. It's typically not the big things. The big things, in my opinion, come when we demonstrate a vibrational match for that thing with all of our little things, with our little steps in life, the way that we walk across a room, the choices that we make for food or drink or friendship or partnership. It's in all of the little things. How do I feel when I put on my clothes? How do I drive? How do I fill up my water bottle? How do I hold my body when I go into meditation or when I go into a room of strangers? It's the little tiny things in life that add up. And it's those little tiny things that create the vibrational match for the big things that come into our reality. And it was really fun for me to get to observe this inside of my child. And it was also really fun for me to mirror it back for him and have him be pretty unaffected by my feedback. You know, the energy that he responded with was very much like, yeah, that's nice, Mom, but I already know that, right? I already have that grounded inside of me. So you can validate that for me, but I already validated that for me. So your feedback is just kind of icing on the cake that I already have. And that was equally as fun to see as the abundance mindset. And I wanted to share that small example with you guys because I do truly believe that it's those small examples on repeat as we move through our day, as we move through our week, as we move through our month, that puts us in vibrational alignment with whatever it is that we are living out in our reality. And I just wanted to share it in the event that there's a piece there that pops out for you the way that it popped out for me. I hope that you have a beautiful morning or day or evening or night, wherever it is that this podcast is reaching you. And I hope that somewhere inside of you, you know that there is always enough. And you are always enough.